introducing computer is registered in the session to what? Tonight we're excited to present round 3 of the SRW American Invasion for our Formula 3 series. It's Cowie, your average sim racer here, together with Adam Hughesy Hughes on comms and Chef Toddy behind the scenes looking after the cameras on tonight's action. This week the teams have had plenty of time to prepare the cars. It's only a short 90-mile journey from Belle Isle to Watkins Glen, which is definitely a fan's favourite and a favourite track of many of the drivers out in iRacing as well. Would you consider yourself one of them, Hughesy?
Oh, I'd like to think I would, mate. I'd like to think so. How you going, mate?
I'm doing awesome, mate. And yeah, so we're here at Watkins Glen. The Glen, awesome track. Tonight we've got the boot included, but I think we missed the chicane, so we should see the cars reaching some pretty good speeds before they've got to break into the big left-hander heading down into the boot. But
yeah, should be good, mate. Yeah, I'm looking forward to it, mate. It's yeah, not doing the bus stop chicane, which is obviously after turn 340 after turn 4, so on the back straight there. And obviously, yeah, with the boot section, which obviously extends the track length somewhat. So no, it should be good, mate. I reckon this will be very reminiscent of Road America, to the effect of slipstreaming becoming very, very powerful. And I can see a lot of overtakes happening into turn 5, the U-turn or hairpin, so to speak.
Yeah, I think you're right there, buddy. I mean, the Glen, this is a track, where is it, just located in the town of Dix, just southwest of the village of Watkins Glen. So, it's just outside New York. So, but that classic boot layer, it skips the chicane, allows the cars to obtain tremendous speed. And as you said, you're going to have drafting there being the key, but also the cars have got a brake coming into a little bit of a ridge, and that the track drops away there, buddy. So it might be a little bit about bravery tonight and how deep you really want to go there.
Yeah, it's going to be just going to be a battle of the wits there.
All right, guys. So once again, we have to thank our major sponsor, DSL Welding Services. It's great to have them once again on board for us for all our series. The safety car is sponsored by the Promo Department. We got to see a lot of the safety car last week, buddy. So we'll have to see if we get to see those wonderful colours for the Promo Department again.
Yeah, the Promo Department safety car was the talk of the night last week, wasn't it? It had so many laps under its belt. It was a leader on multiple occasions. I reckon it held the lead the most. I reckon out of everyone racing that last week.
Well, it was, 5 safety cars I think we had, wasn't it?
Yeah, well, someone I tipped 2, you tipped 4, and someone tipped 6. So they were spot on the money because we got 5 and nearly had a 6. Well, very close to it anyway.
I think so. Yeah, look, but it was a great race. We had Corey McFarlane join us for that race, and he shot straight to the front and actually led a 1-2-3 from Send It Sim Sports, where they locked out the entire podium.
Yeah, they got 1, 2, 3, and 4th place as well, and I think 5th and 6th was filtered up by some of the fishy boys.
Well, was it? Wow.
Yeah, there's a 4th car in there. Yeah, they got up to 4th, just sort of low key out of the blue. Kept it low key.
Yeah, I thought it was the Fishy boys that finished in 4th and 5th, Michael Whiting and Blake Delaney, because both of those boys, they got involved in an incident early on, I think, in the first couple of laps, and but those later safety cars just enabled them to get back onto the back of the train and actually be back into a position to battle after using a fast repair.
Yeah, well, it's going to be interesting. 2 fast repairs last week, and of course, everyone used them really, really quickly, being concrete walls left, right, and centre. Whereas here, you've got a little bit more leeway on either side, so I don't think the crashes will be as often. Might have a 1 or 2 here and there, but it won't be nothing major. But again, it's a fast track, and people, I'm sure, will be going for massive dives to overtake each other. But problem is, though, after you've overtaken them, you're vulnerable to the next straight. So that's something the boys have got to think about and play it smart with.
So we can't quite call it a DRS train, seeing these cars don't have DRS. But, I think very much it might be an exciting night where we can see the guys sort of jostling for position. I think the era of these cars, maybe you might even see guys trying to get up on the outside of people through sort of turns 1, 2, and 3 heading down the big straight. So it's going to really be about commitment, I think. And up here, it's just interesting to see where the guys are going to brake, because the track just falls away. I didn't get a chance to do any laps in the F3 this week here. Did you get a chance to have a go yourself, Adam?
Didn't get to do any laps with the F3. I did do laps, however, around here in the Porsche and in a GT3 car in officials a few weeks ago. The new track, the new remastered, revamped track with all the new curbing and new bumps, everything is phenomenal. It is so much better. You can throw the car around, it has more grip on the track. The curbs are a bit, I think the turn 1 last year or season before, it was half concrete, half grass. Yeah, season 1 it was just all grass on the outside. Now it's all a massive concrete runoff area. Like that's awesome. So
I believe that they updated it for season 1 this year, because it's been a long time a mainstay of the iRacing servers, and you tend to see the track come up in a lot of series across a lot of cars. But so it was awesome that they actually said they went out and did a full laser scan the entire track. So it wasn't just a patchwork to fix it and update it. They went out and did it all again. So, we get to drive on it as it is now.
It's the same as Daytona International Speedway. They did a massive rescan of that, like they did with Watkins Glen. And look at the bus stop there. Like the curbs are wider, they're deeper, and they're a lot more forgiving than what the old curbs were. So
Yeah,
no, the
we've.
new track's mega. I rate this track very, very high.
Well, so it seems you can use a bit more of the curbs. I think the off tracks are a bit better defined now. So, but I know coming down through turn one and sweeping there, as long as you keep, one of the tyres on the outside curb here, you can, like that would have been an off track because he left the curbing. But if you had stayed on the curb, then, Darren would have, been able to keep going on this lap.
Yeah, absolutely. Like, this track, I can't rate this track highly enough. It is just seriously mega, and I'm pretty sure you can atone to that when you race a supercar around here. Cowie, it's probably going to be a lot easier than what it was last year or last season. I just love this track. It's a mega track. I love it.
Yeah, well, I've already jumped in and done one of the qualifying service for the Sunday Super Show. So, been in the Super 2 server there to put at least one quali time down now. But yeah, it is quite a fun place to drive at, and yeah, a favourite amongst a lot of drivers. All right, looking at the leaderboard so far, we are, how far into this session are we? About 4 minutes of qualifying left to go, and at the moment it is Brett Warby in pole position with a, what has he got, a 1 minute 37.77. We're talking a couple of tenths back to Darren Fahey with a 137.98, and then a thousandth, is it? Yep, no, 100th, back to David Coleman with a 137.99. And then we've got a bunch of guys sort of into the 38s, pretty much the next 10 drivers all in the 38s. So there's some good pace out there, buddy.
Yeah, it's what is the track temp for this night anyway? Did we have that up earlier?
Yeah, I think I saw it was about 24. There we go, over there, 24 degrees there on track. Yep.
Ooh, okay.
So, yeah, a little bit cloudy out there. It looks like there's decent wind blowing. And that may well affect the cars into the braking, because, I think these are sort of one of those cars that you wouldn't really want too much of a tailwind coming into a big braking zone.
Well, particularly if you're behind the draft, because you're going to come out of the draft quicker than what the guy in front of you is, and and then of course you're going to try and counter the oversteer that you could potentially bring upon yourself if you're going too quick into the corner, even with the tailwind behind you. So yeah, that's another thing you have to think about.
No, it's definitely gonna, I think that's the thing, you go around there and doing laps and you work out your braking markers, and then when you're in a draft and you're suddenly going, 10 or 15 k's faster, you've got to rethink that braking marker. I know that the chase at Bathurst is one of those spots that catches out a lot of drivers for that very reason. And, we've seen already before that the tow has a fairly, the draft is a big advantage in these cars, but also there's quite a bit of aero wash under braking as well that can make it hard for you to get the car turned in.
Yeah, that's right, mate, absolutely. These cars, I suppose, aren't as fragile as, say, the supercar or the Porsche, whereas the F3s and radicals, you can really lean on the tyre and lean on the brakes a lot more than what you could with the other two. So that's a benefit for this track, because these guys will just be flying basically through the whole lap. The only real slow corner is basically where we were just up to before. And obviously, basically the two corners going into the boot at the back end of it are the slower corners. The rest of the corners are, you're looking at third, fourth, fifth gear, you're just flying through them. So I think the laps here will be very quick, and the race itself will be very quick, provided no safety cars and of course whatnot.
Thanks for the shout out, Nathan. Watching there on the Facebook stream. Make sure you give us a like and subscribe, guys. Hit that subscribe button, jump on board, because we've got some great racing here at SRW TV. Tomorrow night, Husey, the Porsches are back. I hear you didn't have a great week last week, buddy, so a bit to make up.
Yeah, we won't go there. No, joking. Yeah, no, look, she was a shocker, mate. I'm keen to get away from Coda, and I'm keen to go to another track. So, yeah, last week was a shocker for me. Absolute shocker. So, hopefully tomorrow night's
I don't think you're the only driver that's not too displeased to see Kota fall by the wayside. I know the was it the Radicals? Sorry, no, it's the F3s and the V8s have got that to look forward to coming up in the season. Because remember, guys, we've got 2 of our seasons are travelling east to west across America, and the other 2 are travelling west to east. So this is one of the westbound series, the F3s and the V8s, and I think it's the Radicals and the Porsches that are travelling west. So.
So the F3s and V8s, if you don't have triple monitors or double monitors for Coda, you might as well count yourself out, because Christ, that is a hard track with one monitor. With one monitor or TV, because you cannot see apexes of half the corners.
It was interesting there, just watching Joe Daly use all of the track there, so you can obviously run out over that curving there now and use it. And unfortunately, a little bit of a spin, so that's going to probably prevent him from jumping any further up the leaderboard. And that seems, again, like we speak with the Radicals in these cars, they're a confidence car. You sort of rely on the grip, and then sometimes you push that a little bit too hard and it's not there.
Yeah, well, you push too hard, the tyres keep giving, but then you get too far into the tyre life, and you find that knife edge real quick. And if you do what they used to do last season, you have to change minimum of 2 tyres or 4 tyres. It's a completely different beast until you obviously get up to temp.
Well, there is no compulsory pit stop or anything for these guys. They are fuel restricted, so once again we will probably see that the drivers will have to pit to fill up the tank, get some more juice, but tyres don't have to be on the menu. Do you think it'll be like last week? I think was it Corey mentioned? No, he stayed on tyres. I think we were talking about the Radicals where a couple of the guys changed tyres. But do you think anyone will go for tyres this time, buddy?
I don't think so. Purely because it'd be more of a, again, tyres doesn't take long to take. They only probably take 2-3 seconds in total. It's a rather quick tyre change, but it's more of a fuel issue. I think if a safety car comes out halfway through the race, then yeah, you could possibly see some guys and girls go into the pits. But if not, well, then I think it'd just be a straight fuel race. Who can save the most fuel in the stints and spend the less time in the pits. Just made a bit of a rhyme for you then, Cowie. How's that? Didn't even mean to do it. I made it a rhyme. Do we still have people gritting up, I assume? Yeah.
Operator getting ready to go green, bud. Be an awesome race.
Yeah, I was going to say I couldn't hear Cow. I could see you talking, but thinking I don't think Cowie's coming through.
Thank you. Share up so you guys can all see there. Quite a few fishy cars out there tonight. So if it's a bit smelly on the Watkins Glen racetrack, don't mention it to us. It's just all that fishy smell out there. We do have a Sinkovich in the top 10 again. There's Shibby. That's right. Good performance from Dean, and we'll have to see how he goes tonight. Again, these cars can be a handful on cold tyres, so you've got to be very careful. All right, the lights are coming on. We're getting ready to race. Can we get rid of the standings off there, buddy? And the car start. So I think that's Cameron Edwards. Is there? Michael Whiting got an awesome start coming up on the inside here. Who's that? Cameron Edwards got caught on the outside there. Darren Fay, Brett Warby have got away cleanly. Dave Coleman, so the top three are off. Cameron Edwards sitting in fourth at the moment. Michael Whiting, Joseph Daly, I think it was the one that lost out then. He's fallen. Oh no, he's come up one position. And something's happened to Brett Warby already, has it?
Looks like it.
Has fallen back to third position.
Maybe just an average start, I think. I don't think there's any damage or anything involved. Just maybe
looks
just
like Darren is going to drive around the outside of him, is he?
Oh, it's true.
You see if the guys can stay on top of the cold tyres of these cars. You want to push early because that's where you're going to get the biggest gains position-wise, but they can be a bit of a handful trying to drive hard on the tyres. I'm going to at the start here. A little of that fishy yellow there.
Yeah, but mate, wherever they go in each series, they're plenty of. Oh, that was a fishy motorsport. Oh, teammate collision. Jesus. Yep. Yeah, you're right, Cowie. There's plenty of them around in SRW rather than the old fishing boys. They're bloody everywhere. Yeah, mate, we've had a bit of a geezer. I think everyone's settled into a rhythm now. So who's this? This is Stephen. What's he done here? Ah, he pushed too hard. Oh! He's too wide. He's lucky that no one collected him. Very lucky boy.
Something happened with my system sound, so looking pretty exciting to start there, boys. All you can see was fishy yellow everywhere.
Yeah. Oh, that's Lakey, I'm assuming. Greg Johnson, sorry, Lakey. Probably gonna hate me now. Sorry, mate. Yep. Beautiful. Oh, that's gonna be a safety car, I think.
Oh, that's a heavy hit there. Darren Fahey running in second position. See what happens to Darren there. I know the boys are pushing hard.
I think he's.
Is he? So they touched?
Yep,
yeah, I don't know.
They have. Oh.
Damage there, so. Alright, so we do have the safety car coming out onto the track. Race control has called it. Well, an eventful start there.
Yeah, I didn't think we were gonna have a safety car, but yeah, obviously we've got one. So, honestly surprised about that. I'm assuming we still have 2 fast repairs for each driver tonight for their 3 series.
I'm actually not sure there. If you guys out there in TV land are aware if it's 1 or 2 fast repairs, let us know in the comments there, boys. Oh, okay, so Shibby, you think Dean's got a top 5 in him tonight? Well, we'll have to see if that prediction works. Now, well, Dave Coleman has managed to stay out front, stay out of trouble. Brett Warby, I did notice there that Brett was under a bit of pressure. But yes, so Darren Fahey with that big moment there, that's going to throw him right back. But we'll see, he may well get a chance to use that pass repair, get back onto the back and not drop a lap down. Cameron Edwards up into 3rd position. Cameron looking to recover from a fairly ordinary race last week for him, where he ended up a lap down. I think driving through penalty there didn't help.
No, definitely. I'm pretty sure he come together with was it Michael Whiting last week? I think at Detroit. Pretty sure it was him and it was Cameron. Yeah, it was Cameron and someone else. So someone from Fishy Motorsports. And they come together, and I know Cameron was running, I think P2 or P3 at the time, but obviously suffered the repairs and obviously a drive through, which sort of hindered his result a bit.
Well, the concrete jungle brought quite a few casualties last week. I'm sure the drivers are happy there's a little bit more open spaces here at Watkins Glen. But again, it's fast sweeping corners, mate. It doesn't take much to get it wrong, and it's when you're still trying to get those tyres up to 10. Perhaps that's what Darren's done there, just pushed a little bit too much and ended up with that contact, and that's, you know, unsettled the car. I mean, he couldn't get it pulled up.
So who's your prediction for tonight, Gary?
Look, I'm liking Dave. Dave Coleman, he's had some good races across the board. I know Dave's driving in a few of the series here at SRW. And we love the fact that you're doing that, Dave. So nice shout out there, buddy. But yeah, I think he's out front here. He gets to control this race. So that's where my money's going. He's already shown pace here. Obviously likes Watkins Glen.
Yeah, Watkins Glen is definitely an easy track to get used to and be fast at versus Detroit. It's a completely different ball game here versus there, mate. That's for sure.
I think a lot flatter for one thing. Which probably helps these cars.
Probably about 90% less bumps as well. I think the other thing too is you got the draft, and you know, if you think you make an error, you know, out of a corner or into a corner, you're not losing as much time because you can tuck in under a wing of someone else and sort of just claw back a bit of speed at times. So it's not as punishing. Whereas of course Detroit, you want to be in clean air all the time, every lap, all the lap, you know, and every lap if you can. So yeah, no, this will be interesting. And look, yeah, I think Dean will be able to easily finish top 10. Of course, as well as John McHenry and even Steven, I reckon they can nab a top 10 if they're smart about it. Who's to say that, you know, top 3 or 4 don't have another crash for whatever reason, or just DNF in general, you know? So who knows? It's quite possibly on the cards, to be honest.
Well, we'll have to have a look and see if Darren Fahey has enough time to get up on the back here. So far, I haven't heard anything from race control. There has been a note up there to say that the incident between car 640 and 61 was no further incident. I think that was right at the start on lap 1 there.
What's this? Is this Darren trying to catch up to the lead pack?
I'd say so, buddy. Yep. So just trying to get back. Just got to be careful, Darren. We've seen it last week, guys making mistakes trying to get back because the tyres are still cold, so you can't push too hard. Looks like he's still got about a minute to make up, though the safety car has not gapped the field yet, so he might be in luck.
Oh, he's pulling away now. He's left the field under David's control, so David will probably gun it out of the last corner, I'm tipping, just so he minimises any chances of getting overtaken and into turn 1.
Oh, he controls the pace here. He's the one that gets to decide when to go. So we'll have to see if he can catch him unawares. Brett will be right behind him. Brett's looking to try and make that jump. Looks like he's leaving it nice and late here. Boxed them all up, and he looks like he's got the jump there. Oh, called their bluff. That might have been very smartly done by Dave there. A good call. My prediction stands tall at the moment, buddy, but there's a lot of this race remaining. Brett just trying, he's still close enough here to stay inside the toe, and if that's Cameron Edwards making a move up the inside of Brett, then we see the draft kicking in again. So even though Cameron went up the inside there, he was outside the toe, so he didn't benefit from that.
Yeah, I'm actually surprised the move wasn't made then, but I thought Cameron was going to have a dive then. I really thought that. But he's smart. He's smart as well to give him that. So I thought, yeah, no, if that was me, I probably would have had a dive, but it would have ended in tears, I think, for everyone. But I reckon he's taking a water entry. It should set him up.
Well, I think that was an interesting example of how strong the toe is, the draft. I mean, Cameron got a great exit, got up the inside of him there, and you would thought he had enough speed. Oh, that's Brett Warby that's gone wide there. Is it? Joseph Daly, sorry. It was Joseph Daly.
You don't get off track there. You don't get off track there. You go as wide as you want through there. You don't get off track. I'm saying through here.
Yep. Again, I don't know if that was intended. So, a view of intention to go fully wide there. Well, we've got a couple of the guys at the back of the field with a couple of little moments. We might have Stephen Sinkovich trying to go around the outside, or is that? Oh no! So that Stephen has got into who's that tangled with him there?
That
Adam Simpson, I think, on the inside there. Looks like I don't think
just
he's been involved in that.
Yeah, possibly.
Did look a bit crazy there, so but unfortunately for those boys, that's going to put them right back, and looks like they're greyed out in SDK, so they must be towing back to the field. I did not hear if the safety car has come out or not. Looks like the cars. Yeah, the cars have slowed up, so they have called a yellow already. The safety car is just up ahead. So, safety car number 2. Usually, how many safety cars tonight? Do we ask that question?
I don't think we did, but I reckon. So, safety car number 2 right now. I'm going to go. What lap are we? We're on lap 6, is it? Or lap 5? Lap 6.
Lap 6.
Lap 6 of 37. I reckon we'll get probably. I'll go back to my original one of 4. I reckon we'll get 4 through here. Do the sole race.
I think we've shown that these cars are quite a handful. I think 4 is probably not a bad guess, buddy. I'm going to push it. I've got faith in the boys. I'm going to say 3. So I'm going to count there's only going to be one more safety car.
Okay, alright, yep.
What? So you're going for 5? Are you going for 5, Chevy, are you? Sorry, not Chevy, Chevy. You're going for 5 safety cars, aren't you? Alright. Alright, so Chef is saying that the lump coming out of the hairpin there, that there's a little bump that caught out Stephen as you come up over the rise there. So he's saying 5 safety cars. Alright, so got a good spread. If you're out there watching, guys, let us know how many safety cars you think there'll be. We've had 2 so far, so 1 and 0 are not the answer. But again, you know, we can see there's still a couple of cars in the pits, and you can see there that race controls advise the pit lane is closed, so that's why they can't leave. So they're ready to come out, but that is going to put those boys a lap down. Look, Joe Daly, he's had a good drive so far. It was a nice move up on the inside of Brett there before. And Joe's actually up 4 positions at the moment in P2. We've got the other big mover, Dave Coleman, is up 2 in a P1. Blaine Densley, Brain. He is up 5 positions into P5, so that's a great effort from Blaine. And then Ninkovich up 3 into 6. John McHenry up 4 positions into 8th. So a few of the boys benefiting from the despair of Stephen Sinkovic and Adam Simpson, but it's still a long race. We're only 7 laps in, a 37 lap race, and it's 2 safety cars already.
Yeah, well, might as well say there's, what, 3.5 laps worth of racing. So I reckon we'll be in for a big night. Like, hopefully we don't have any more crashes for a good 5 or 6 laps. We have some decent racing, Cowie, but as we saw, anything can happen.
I think similar to last week, buddy. I think part of the issue is that it takes 3 or 4 laps for the tyres to get up to temp, and someone ends up having a moment, the safety car comes back out, and then you've got to try and get them back up to temp again.
Yeah, then you have a stalemate for a few laps.
Oh, it's yeah. Well, they do say that safety car breeds safety cars. So
Yes, well, they're
you
not
can see
wrong.
now. Obviously, they're going to be going green this lap because the safety car is streaking away, and control of the field has been given back again to Dave Coleman. What's he going to try this time, Hughesy? Do you think they're all going to be ready for him to wait that long? Do you reckon he might try to go early this time?
I reckon he'll just he'll wait until last minute. I reckon he'll do it again.
Last minute again? Okay.
Yeah, absolutely.
He's going. Look at that.
He's
might
got
go
the
early.
opposite.
Yeah, I thought he might have gone early. Looks like Joe read that, so he's managed to stay fairly close. This might be interesting toe down the back straight. It looks like he's got control of the car in turn one. He's finding a nice groove there and pulled out a gap a little bit more, but that's Joe Daly back there in second position. He's still in the toe. And you can see now it's starting to close up onto the back of Dave Coleman.
Yeah, look how strong it is. That is ridiculous how powerful it is. Like, that is just ridiculous.
It's good. Some great action tonight.
Oh, absolutely. I'm all for it, mate. I really am. She's going to make it hard for the preceding car to defend, I guess. So, I'm all for it, though.
Like Joe's managed to keep going around the outside there and now has the inside line. He's probably try and ride wide there and shut the door on Dave, but Dave was able to stay up the inside. So now it's Dave's turn to have the inside turn into the hairpin at the bottom of the hill. And looks like after a half a lap, battle is still on, but David Coleman with the inside line once again. Can Joe get far enough ahead to close the door? No, doesn't look like it.
Ooh, that's a good battle, lads.
That's
good.
Oh, he's got it done. Running wide off the track there. I don't believe there's an off track for that. If it is, as long as it's not a slowdown, you take that. No, Chef Toddy telling us there's no off track for that, so there you go. A nice clean pass using all of the track that's there. Pretty exciting stuff, buddy. This toe.
Yeah, it's definitely a lot better than what it was at Detroit, because there's a lot more room and people can sort of just, they can make an error without really sort of losing too much or properly binning it. So, yeah, this is really strong. And look how strong the toe is. That is awesome. Look at it.
Take a look at it.
Not even up to like halfway up the straight. He's right next to him. That is phenomenal. And I'm sure Cameron and Brett will be just at the back, trying to stay in the slipstream, trying to keep up and pull themselves along as well.
Oh, he's just in to get a little bit of slipstream there.
Try going for it. Yes.
That's Dave. Dave managed to hold the inside line, then he'll have the corner honours for the next one. Yep, you can see there that Joe couldn't turn down. So these boys putting on some great action up the front here. I know we've got action back happening back in the pack too, guys, but it's all happening here. 1 and 2 battling hard, 3 and 4 battling hard. 5, 6, 7 on the back of that train as well.
So this is awesome.
It is great laws. That Brett Warby looking to try to the inside. Cameron closed the door there, didn't give him any space.
Come on, Brett, get up there, mate. I'm rooting for you. Get up there, son.
Well, he's definitely in it amongst it there. Blaine Densley is only a second back from there, now 0.9, so he's getting onto the back of this train again as well. So we could have 5 cars battling it out very soon. And we do know once you get sort of stuck in behind one car, you know, especially through the twisty sections, that's going to slow both of you down if you start to go defensive, and that gives a chance for the other cars to get back on the back. Yeah.
Yeah, it becomes a domino effect on everyone else.
Ooh. Oh, a little wide there from Brett, but he's recovered.
There's a bit of a gap between, is it, so who's behind Dylan?
That's
so between
Densley.
There's a bit of a gap, I've noticed. There's two things happening at the moment.
I know that getting back behind Blaine, we've got Dylan Thomas right on the back of Blaine there. Look at that toe, that's put that right back in again as well. And Blaine, is that Blaine getting close to Cameron and to Brett as well, so, you know, it's on.
I don't think we need NASCAR. I think we just need F3s and Watkins Glen. That's all we need.
I was going to say that it does seem a little bit NASCAR-esque with just the power of the toe, and it almost seems like it's going to come down to who's in second place with 1 lap to go and get the job done.
Yeah, that's literally what it will be.
Oh, looks like Steven Sinkovich has had a moment out there on the Glen, so we might, thanks to DSL for their action replay, and we can see what's happened here. It's lost the rear, tried to carry a bit too much speed onto the last couple of sections. Looks like he's done fairly well to keep that out of the wall, but it's cost him time, and that's going to move Stephen well back. Already a lap down, so not having a great night of it so far. Just having a look at Cameron Edwards, and we've got Joe Daly has just managed to get about half a second on Dave Coleman, but I don't know if that's going to be enough to break the toe. Looks like he's just extended it out, Cameron. And we're looking back on Cameron here, and he's got 1.5, is it? Oh no, wrong one with Joe, I apologise. And you can see the Dave fair way back, but it's starting to close up. So maybe just a tiny bit of that toe is still on offer for Dave that lap.
I think Joe Daly's got a bit of a safeguard. I think that come probably maybe this straight, but I think the main straight on the other side he'll really claw him back in, provided that Joe doesn't sort of weave on the straight line. It will slow him down, but it will break the toe, however.
Well, there's a little subtle weaving you can maybe get away with. We can see is that Brett Warby putting pressure on Cameron Edwards now, looking for a way through. But I think more than anything, Dave wants to make sure that he stays in that toe, because if you can break clear, then you sort of almost need the guy a couple with you to help pack back, almost a little bit like the Tour de France in cycling, where you need the peloton to help you catch a leader.
Yeah, well, as soon as you lose sight and lose toe of the car in front, then you're sort of done for, because everyone else behind you starts to catch up, and then the leader eventually checks out, which Joe's slowly starting to do. But I think Dave was a little bit quicker last lap, or am I wrong in reading that?
Well, no, Joe Daly down to man in 137. Looks like he's just pulled out a couple of tenths in the last couple of laps over Davidson. He's got the job done. The gap is now sitting at just over 1 second. 1.2.
It's still within the draft, so he's not too far away. So he can still be getting some effects of the draft, but he's also got Cameron behind him, and then obviously Brett's not too far away either, but Cameron's really, really close though. So
I don't know what happened to Brett there. He's just fallen off the back a little bit. Might have made a little mistake, because he was right on the tail of Cameron there. So the boys have been battling hard, and we can still see that the train is continuing behind. So having a look at Dylan Thomas at the moment, and Dean Sinkovich was... Last time we're back with Brett Warby, I apologise. But we can see that it's pretty close between Dylan Thomas and Dean Sinkovich. Only 0.2 separating those boys. You might try and having to see them there in the chopper cam. Might zoom in and try and have a look at that action as we come round on to start lap number 14. So already we're a third of the way through this race, buddy.
Yeah, it's gone quick, hasn't it? It's gone real quick.
Well, we've had 2 safety cars slowing it down too. So,
yeah,
one of the advantages of running a manual safety car is we don't actually lose too much time. We race control and choose when to bring it in. So if we do have something else happen during the race, that means we don't lose too much. See here, Dave was this Dean just on the edge of that toe. You can see it's starting to close in now. Probably not going to be close enough to make a move this lap. I reckon you probably need to be inside that 6 for the toe to really be powerful.
Yeah, absolutely.
If you're just on the edge of that 0.6 or just outside it, you may still get it so that he's not getting away from you, but I don't think it's really as effective that far back if you don't seem to I suppose these cars probably don't throw up as much aero as an F1 would. Probably see if they were driving those W12 Mercedes things around here. You know, you'd be able to, as long as you can see the car, you'd be in the total.
Yeah, you just chuck a bit of extra bit of battery power down the guts of the engine, you'd be right to go, mate. You'd be right on the back of the car in front of you. No dramas at all.
So all three of these boys having a pretty good race. I know Blaine is fairly new to our league. I'm not sure if you were with us last week, Blaine, but if you're not, welcome to SRW, buddy. Great to have you on board. Oh no, is that Greg Johnson just washing wide there? Looks like he's done well to recover that. So that's cost him time, but there's no damage, so he can get going again.
So we've got, how many cars have we got that have been lapped? We've got two or three cars been lapped.
Adam Simpson and Stephen Pinkfitch are the two guys that are down a lap. Greg Johnson is still on the lead lap, though he is 26 seconds from the leader now, so just lapping in the sort of low 140s, I think Greg has been, and our leaders are doing sort of 38s. Cameron and Joe are the two guys that have got into the 37s now. It seems to be low 38, seems to be the pace for our leaders, and you look at mid-pack, they're doing low to high 38s as well, mate, so it's on. Cameron, is that Dave Coleman? Has that Cameron tried to go up the outside of Dave there?
Yeah, it is, yep. He's caught right up, mate. Absolutely. Is Joe Daly on the same team as Cameron, or is he with Fishy?
No, I believe they're both Send It Sim Sports boys. Because we had those two on the podium last week, didn't we? So...
Oh no!
That Michael Whiting is tumbling down the order. So something's happened there. So we're have a look at DSL action replay and see what happened to Michael. As he just cooked it. Yeah, he's just tried to get on the gas on exit. Oh, he just nailed his brakes. Who's that that spun? Is that
Michael Whiting? That was Michael Whiting.
We had a spinner after that, which I think might have been Nathan Verney. Yeah.
Oh.
Here we're going to have a look and see what happened. And so, but we may well see a bit of trouble from race control there, because I think race control might have something to say to him holding his brakes there.
Oh,
look at that!
There's two Fishy boys coming again.
So Brett Warby. Well, what's happened up the front here? Something's happened to Dave Coleman as well. He's pitted. Dave has done a pit stop, so maybe trying to get out of the mess, get that fuel into the car. So that's an interesting strategy from David. Maybe some clean air. It might be a telling strategy for tonight, buddy. Okay, so Adam Simpson has been given a black flag for cause and contact as well. Sorry, buddy.
Oh, who was that? Sorry, Adam Simpson.
Yes. Yeah, so that'd probably be that early incident that he had with I think it was one of the
Ooh. I reckon Dave had a bit of a tank slapper coming out of that corner, I reckon. I saw the rear just ever so slightly sliding out on him then.
Well, I think he's pitted. Whether or not he's gone for fresh rubber, maybe, I don't know. But running in
how long was his pit stop? How long his pit stop was?
Looking at it here, it was only a 4 second, just under 5 second pit time, and 37 seconds in the lane as well, transit time. So
I reckon he just took fuel. I don't think he took any tyres because he's still flogging it pretty hard.
Oh, under 5 seconds, I can't see. Tyres been done for that. Okay, this is probably one of those cars where you've got to do fuel and tyres separately, not like the V8 Supercar where you can both at the same time.
Yeah, that's right. And plus, these cars are all on fixed setup, so they can't run a lower wing than the other one. So the drive will be extra powerful. On top of they'll all be using the same amount of fuel, give or take. So it's going to make things
a few
really
of the
interesting.
drivers have come in and pitted now, buddy. Dean Sinkovic currently running in the top position. He has not pitted yet. I think the other driver out there that hasn't pitted as yet is Nathan Burney. All of our other drivers have had at least one visit to the pits, and by the looks of that, most of them it's actually been it might maybe Darren Fahey, because Darren got involved in that incident earlier. That was on lap 1 and 2. And I'm just looking at the pit lane times. He had a 2-minute 37 pit lane, so that would have been for the tow and the fast repair. So I don't think Darren's going to have enough fuel to make this to the end, unless he's been doing a mega fuel saving job there.
And he's pitted out. Oh! What's happened there? Can we get a replay of that there? Sorry, Toddy. We just that was Dean on the pit entry.
Also coming into the pits there, Dean's had a bit of a moment, has he? I know that we had a couple of the. Oh, he's just.
No, he's done it just up.
He's done it all right. Yeah, you can cross that yellow. Oh, he's. Oh, he's done.
Leave it on there. Leave it there.
Oh, look. Oh, that was good avoidance there too. There's that Blaine going into the pits then, I think, that maybe avoided that. So looks like it's starting to normalise again now. So we've got all our drivers. Joseph Daly is back in first position, having pitted on lap 16. Cameron Edwards pitted a lap earlier. I think you're right. Something must have happened to Dave Coleman there on that in-lap, buddy, because he was running in P2, and now we've got Cameron in P2, Brett in P4, and David Coleman is in P4.
Has he just had a... I don't think he's taken tyres. I don't think you would have taken tyres. I reckon...
Nah, not by those pit times. He's got one of the fastest pit times out there. Brett, looks like Cameron Edwards has got the fastest total pit lane time of a 36.47. And maybe Cameron just getting the undercut done then, because I'm just looking at, he did do a couple of low 38s, you know, either side of his pit stop. So maybe just a really good undercut done there by Cameron, and Brett looks like maybe has got the job done, you know, in the pits as well. Maybe Brett. The pit lane time was a second slower, so maybe just a good entry. But in any case, my pick for tonight, Dave Coleman's got a bit of work to do now. He was looking pretty out front there to start off with.
Yeah, I reckon he's...
Thanks for your comments, guys. Yes, Siggy, we are commentated on a iRacing simulation race. It's one of the great things that we get to do here at SRW TV, is just get everyone involved and get the drivers. We can get them in to have a chat with Will, and it's all about just trying to promote our little group here and get it out there to the masses. And if we get a few of you guys watching and enjoying it, then all the better.
Hey Tony, do we have any battles happening sort of like from 5th place down? By any chance? Let's have a quick scope of them.
We've got Darren Fahey, who's battling hard with Dean Sinkovic, I think. How close is that battle? That looks pretty close. I think Dylan Thomas mixed up in amongst that too.
I reckon Model Watkins was on the tail end of that, I reckon. I think I saw another green fishy car. Yes, I did.
Yep, there you go.
Bloody fishy cars are freaking everywhere.
Knox looking to make a move. Trying to get rid of the inside. That's a Knox.
Oh,
that was a nice
little... Michael. Don't be afraid.
Cheeky little block from Darren there. He knew where he was, and just managed to run wide and block that run. So, good on there.
I think Michael's got a good pace in this car. He's looking very pacey. I know the old Michael's very well equipped and well skilled up when it comes to the supercars. I spoke too soon. I think I just gave commentator's curse to Michael. That was a massive tank slapper. My God.
Looks like he's held on to it though, so it hasn't cost him too much. Now putting some pressure on John McHenry here. Looks like the toe again in evidence there, and getting it done nice and easy.
Oh, he's hasn't the move done yet. Now he has. Yep. Now he's got it done.
So that's Ziggy Hop jumping in, raiding our channel here, buddy. It's great to have you with us, mate. Trying to bring all this action from SRW TV to you guys. Again, once again, thanks to DSL Welding Services, our major sponsor, also the Promo Department, who's our safety car sponsor. We've seen them a couple of times tonight. Predicted 4. Adam, I predicted 3. Chef's predicted 5. Well, we've had some clean running now for a while. Care to revise your predictions, boys?
I reckon I'll still go. You know what? I'll still go with. So we've had 2. I reckon we'll go. No, I'll still stick with 4. It's probably going to bite me in the bum, but I'll still stick with 4, mate. What about you?
I'm on 3, buddy. I'm looking good for 3 at the moment, I reckon. So again, we do see that once you get the temperature up in the tyres, these cars are a different beast to drive. Then we come down to that overconfidence and sending it a little bit too hard. Something's happened to Blaine Densley, and that's moved Dean Sinkovich up into 6th position. But we can see what happened to Blaine here. It's done, just trying to carry speed with that big slingshot. He's done well to keep that out of the wall.
He has done very well.
Well, Michael Whiting taking advantage of that as well as Darren Fahey. So that has thrown Blaine back to 9th position, I think, now. So he was running pretty good up in 5th and 6th there at the time. So it just goes to show how these cars, you can so easily, just push that a little bit too hard and they catch you out, buddy.
Yeah, mate, they can, and I'm surprised that who was it that spun out? Sorry, it was
Blaine.
Was it?
Yeah.
Blaine, sorry, Blaine. Look, I'm impressed he's kept it with 4, mate, because as soon as he spun it, obviously another fishing car miraculously come around the corner.
That's right. So he kept it out of the wall and out of the fishing pond as well. I was going to have a look again and see what happened to Blaine. I think he's just sort of tried to really slingshot through there and lost the rear. So, but again, done well. And he's just rolled out of it there.
Can we see from that Fishy Motorsports car's like driver view or front wing view? Just want to see what it looked like from their end.
I'll just try and have a look and see what the view looks like from Michael Whiting there. Just want to go on board with the cockpit. There we go. See how much time he had to react here. No, there we go.
What?
No, that was earlier.
There was another fishing car that spun out as well at the same time.
Right.
Oh wow, it's all happening today.
There we go. We have a look at it now. So yes, that was the one before. That's all right. Chevy just trying to get it up. Maybe if you left it run a little bit longer, it might sense. But that's all right. Oh, getting back to the live action. Looks like Bailey has now a 3.2 second gap over Cameron Edwards. Dave Coleman has made it back up into 3rd position. So it looks like Dave got a pass done with Brett. Perhaps we can have a look at that. Please, Mr. Chef, sir. Go and yep, that's right. So we had a nice move from Dave. We're going to have a look and see. It looks like, again, very much a draft assistant move here by the looks of it. There we go. Oh, he's actually got it done before the draft was kicked in. Oh, wow. Yeah, see, he's got it done coming up through there. Yeah, look at that. You can see that's what I was talking about there. We've got a really good look at it there. I'm just wondering if you're braking in these cars before there. I would have to think you would have to be braking as you're coming over the top of that.
Oh, I reckon reckon you can get away with braking just after a little ridge or after a little bump that goes into the bus stop area?
Yes.
I reckon you can push on the Porsche car. You do it just before the bump. So if you do it after the
You do
bump,
it just before the bump too.
yeah, if you do it after the bump, you sort of go, you get flung off wide and hit the wall, and obviously that's your.
Oh, we've got a. Is that Joe Daly coming through? That was Mike. Was that Michael Whiting turned around there into the wall? Or might have been. We didn't see Adam Simpson. I know had a moment there earlier. Same with Nathan Verney. It may well have been Adam Simpson there that spun that car around.
Yeah, it was Adam Simpson.
Yeah,
yep,
it was.
It was.
Yep,
It
there you
was.
go.
What's happened here? Oh, just too much curb. Just hit the curb. Has he saved? Oh,
Oh no.
oh.
Well, that's the. Again, if he maybe held the brake, then he might have got away with that without damaging that car. Adam has possibly requested a tow to pit, so looks like he's gone back, and Adam, that's definitely going to put him at least a lap down, but hopefully he jumps back out there again. We have. All right, so back on board with our race leader, Joe Daly. Looks like Cameron has taken a chunk of time out of Cameron in the last lap. Out of Joe in the last lap or so. That gap coming down to 1.6. I know that'd be why we have another safety car. So there's safety car number 3. So I'm looking good if we can go green from here. 14 laps remaining. Yes, 14 laps remaining. Adam, you thinking 4's on the cards now, buddy?
Yeah, mate, I'm rubbing my hands together. I reckon 4 is on the cards, my good friend.
I've got faith in these boys.
And number 4, I reckon it's just a few laps away. I reckon.
Something happened to Dave Coleman again, because he made that spot up. No, he's still sitting in 6th position at the moment. I did think he was a little bit higher. Dean Sinkovich in 3rd. So Dean's having a great race, and all these guys have got their pits
also
done.
pitted, hasn't he? He's also pitted, hasn't he, Dean?
Yeah, Greg Johnson is I think he might have been one of the last guys to pit. Adam Simpson is the only other car in the pits at the moment, but he requested a tow, so that would be, he's still sitting in there waiting for that to let him back out again. Hopefully Adam has another pass repair available. But we didn't hear from any of the guys if they've got 1 or 2 tonight. But again, just a nice time to have a little bit of a breather, have a look at that Promo Safety Department car, and get ready for some action again.
Who do you think's going to win it now, mate? I know it's I know the order's been completely mixed up from what we thought it would be, but who do you reckon's going to take it now, mate?
Well, look, it's still interesting. I think, our race 1 winner, Cameron Edwards, has put himself in a pretty good position here. He's managed to stay out of the mess and he got himself up to P2. I still like to see Dave Coleman. I know the guy, he's got some pace.
Did someone just go in the pits? Everyone's going in the pits. We've got a few people going in the pits, mate.
That is interesting, isn't it? Joe Daly is pitted, so maybe guys going for tyres. This is going to be interesting indeed. Though remember, was it Darren Fahey that we thought might have needed to pit again for fuel? I know that the round 1 of the V8s at Road America needed 2 pit stops, but I didn't think that we would need 2 for these cars. I think that the fuel burn would be that high around here.
It's probably about a good at least. It's probably at least about 80%. No, I'd say 75. Yeah, maybe 80% full throttle off the lap. Like you're going flat out and holding the throttle down for most of the lap and most of the corners. Like the only ones you're not really doing it for is maybe 2 or 3 corners. But even then, you're back on the throttle pretty smart. Yeah.
Another thought here I'm thinking, buddy, is that those S's would put quite a bit of load on the tyres. Perhaps some of the tyre life is starting to show its. I did notice that the guys were doing 38s and 39s as opposed to 37s and 38s. So perhaps Joe Daly's rolled the dice there. Looks like Dave Coleman has pitted as well. Brett Warby pitted then. Yeah, there's a whole heap of guys that have pitted on lap 23, and we're talking Joe, Dave, Blaine, Nathan, Michael, Dylan. All of those guys have pitted, and I'm talking 6 second times. So I'll be interested to see if they've actually grabbed tyres. Yep, top 4 haven't, and yep. Yeah, look, it's going to be interesting, buddy, because I would not be surprised to see sort of 5th down have all gone for tyres, and hoping that they can use the safety car period maybe to get some heat into them and stay clean for a lap or two, and then getting near the end of this race, if the tyre wear is coming into its own, they'll have tyres that are 20 laps shorter than Cameron and Dean and Darren and John. So.
It's quite possible. A bit of a shame that we can't have all laps cars sort of, you know, out of the way and let them get that lap back. It's a bit of a shame we can't run that rule anymore. But as we can see, obviously the safety cars just ran away from the pack. It's going to obviously pull back in the pits. So obviously the race is about to go green again.
I think it's sort of one of those things that because we have the fast repair, I think if you're going to make a mistake in these SRW races, you want to make it at the start because you've got a chance to get back into it, I suppose. Alright, so safety car in, and that looks like Cameron is already launched away. Dean Sinkovich trying to stay out of the draft, running up the inside there. Oh, no? Is that someone getting out of the way, I think?
He does laps coming in out of the way.
Steven Sinkovich getting out of the way of the boys there. But Cameron took full advantage of that, and he has jumped clear. Almost 1.5 seconds clear, so that's a great move there. And the battle is on. Here's this Darren Fahey making a move on Dean Sinkovich. Again, getting a great run out of the S's, and not really using the toe, but has got the job done.
Yeah, yes, I think Dean sort of backed out and thought no, I'll just stick with him and follow him through. This might be a little bit better for me to do this. So we got who's he got behind him? Is it Daly and Brett? Yeah, that's it. Yeah, Joe Daly. Looks like pretty hard.
Go around the outside of Brett and then have the inside run for the next corner. It looks like Joe's got that done.
Oh, where's Jay going? Jay Max really
a little bit wide in the back there, and now Dave's under pressure from John McHenry. Looks like is that Brett Warby trying to go around the outside of Joe Daly as well. These boys swapping positions on the timing. Oh, is that John McHenry's got a bit wide there now? Nathan Burney coming up behind his teammate. Oh, plenty of action. Geez, we do love a safety car bunching it back up, don't we?
Oh, it makes it really interesting race restart, doesn't it, mate? Puts everyone back together and makes it really lively.
Well, that's it, you know. I mean, look, we're here to see this great action. Oh, that's a great run from Dave Coleman there. He's got up the inside of Brett Warby. He's going to have the corner on us for turn 1 and should be able to get this done. That's a great move. Using all of the exit there. Probably getting a 1x there, but that's not going to hurt him at this point in time of the race. And perhaps, is that Blaine Densley putting the pressure? Oh, is there a little tap there? I don't know. He's putting the pressure on Brett. Oh, I think Brett was one of those guys that did. No, Brett didn't pit, did he? Oh, yeah, no, he did. He did pit on lap 22, so perhaps just cold tyres hasn't got him up the spec now. If he did take tyres, I know it's all speculation, isn't it? You don't really know these guys with tyres.
I think they've got enough fuel at the start of the race, and now they've probably got enough fuel for the end of the race, maybe.
Yeah, that's a possibility too, buddy. You don't realise they were going to be short and just need to fill this bit of a splash. Well, it's going to be an interesting discussion with the drivers where we get to ask them that, so we'll see how we go. But Blaine Densley back up into P5, trying to chase down Joe Daly. Dean Sinkovich doing well at the moment, holding on to P3.
He's doing well. He's doing well, in fact. I reckon worst case, he's going to at least get top 5. Worst case, he'll get top 10, put it that way. He'll have to work for his top 3 and definitely work for his top 5 though.
I thought you were calling him. I thought you might have been calling him out for causing your safety car number 4, so your numbers working out, mate.
Oh, look, you know,
Don't we say on any driver, do you?
I'm not against that by any means, you know.
But we're not going to put the markers on them. No commentator curse.
No commentators curse for him. We'll just give commentators curse to those fishy boys because they're all sus.
Well, you can see that Michael Whiting and Dylan Thomas are running 9 and 11th at the moment. The fishy boys, they've certainly been in the wars tonight. Perhaps the pH level in the pond wasn't quite sitting where it should have been. But Dave Coleman is flying the fishy flag at the moment. The big orange Piranha running in 5th at the moment. Was my pick for the race, running up front. Just needs to try and get on the back of Joe here. What's the gap? Dave is, well, he's pretty close. That is Brett Warby right in behind David Coleman at the moment. 2 seconds. Joe is up the road ahead, so Dave's going to have to try and break this toe, or he's going to end up in a bit more of a sandwich of F3s, buddy.
Quite possible. Joe Daly rather just set a fastest lap, I think, with a 1:37.
Oh no!
Oh,
Is that Dean Sinkovich?
oh no! There was contact. That was contact there. Dean and J-Mac.
Oh no!
Oh, I just saw it on the screen.
We had our admins take each other out, have we?
I think we have.
That'll be an interesting discussion tonight.
That's going to be a safety car number 4, I believe. Wait for it, not here. It's this car now.
Oh no! Oh no! And unfortunately, Dean, your P3 may well result in a drive-through penalty there as well for not holding your brakes. And that's probably it. Safety car is out in the lane. So safety car number 4, I've got it wrong, buddy. Oh, Chevy's looking excited. He thinks we're going to 5. We have 9 laps remaining. The race control will try to avoid bringing the safety car out within the last 5 laps if possible. So I reckon you might have the money tonight, buddy. The chocolates anyway.
I hope I'm on the money, eh?
Looking good at this point, buddy. I'm already out of it. Chef's crossing his fingers and his toes up there, wanting more carnage out in our SRW F3 American Invasion race. Again, once again, thanks very much to the DSL Welding Services as our major sponsor, the Promo Department, safety car sponsor, and Dragonrc. It is awesome having you guys on board for our series, and we couldn't do it without you. That's it. And yeah, if you're enjoying the content, guys, make sure you give us a like, hit the notification bell and subscribe so you don't miss out on any of the SRW TV action going on. Well, is that Samuel Thomas trying to get back on the back? So it looks like Samuel's been able to maybe get on the back of this pack and get his lap back, yeah. So
yeah. So I'm assuming, I'm guessing Dean and J-Mac have now lost their current lap because they've obviously had to tow back to the pits and get a fast repair and then obviously do the lap back. So I'm guessing they've lost their current lap, I'm assuming.
It has thrown both Dean and John are out by the looks of it. Oh no, Dean is now back out on the track and John's back out on the track too. So good to see those boys getting back out there again, but they are a lap down. So yeah, unfortunate. Both of them running inside the top 6 and having a great run of it. And I must say, John, that's unlucky, man. You got to pick left or right. And Dean
more pits. We've got 2 more drivers going for the pits. Okay, so it must
Cameron
be fuel.
Edwards.
Can we watch the time of how long these guys take? Just stay on board with them, or just stay on this camera view? Because I want to see if they take tyres or not, or it's just purely fuel.
It'll be interesting to know because we've been doing a bit of speculation here tonight. Perhaps these guys needed 2 pit stops to get to the end.
Maybe it's 2 pit stops the rest of the season because we had that issue with Road America, remember?
But you look at, you know, that I can't.
Yeah, no, it's fuel. It's both.
Yeah,
yep, just fuel. Just fuel.
I can't see them willing to give that up because both of those boys gave up track position now, and that's going to put you know, both Cameron and Darren right on the back of the pack now, running in P10 and 11. We know these guys are fast, but they've got to try and catch back up, and you know, if they do, they're going to be right on the back of the pack and have a bunch of cars in front of them. Oh, so Joe Daly and Dave Coleman sitting 1 and 2. So maybe my prediction for Dave is back on the cards. The orange fishing machine up front there. Joe Daly, he has had a supreme drive so far, buddy. So do you think Joe's got it to hang on, or can Dave bring the pressure, Husey?
I reckon Dave will be able to bring it to Joe Daly. I know Dave is quick in these, as well as Brett, and as well as Blair. To be honest, I reckon from basically, if Greg Johnston can stay in the back of 7th place, I reckon basically from P8 up to P1 will all be on the train of each, all on the tail end of each other, and it'll just be a massive battle pack.
Well, I know that I'm sure that Sam Thomas and Cameron Edwards would be hoping that Greg gets a great start so that they can take advantage of the tow as well. Have we seen the safety car starting to distance the field? No, not at this point in time.
Not yet. I think we'll find it after the next corner, I think.
Yeah, I know he's running away with it now by the looks of it. So, is he? No?
No, it's still there.
Alright, well, we'll have to see what happens. The cars are slowing up, so that normally would tell you that the safety car's going to run away with it, but...
Who's going to do? I reckon, yep, now it's starting to pull away now, so we're going to go green this lap again.
Yep, there we go. So, control of the field with Joe Daly. We know that Dave managed to put a Swifty on Joe earlier in the race. Can Joe do the same here? We have 8 laps remaining of this event, so it's all on the cards. Both of these boys would love the W tonight, and the Joe has gone early. Has he caught Dave by? Oh, Dave, looks like Dave's done pretty well. I don't think he's caught them too much, though. There's a nice little gap there, but by the looks of it, Dave's just going to make sure he keeps in the tow, and that draft down the big straight will come into its own, as we've seen multiple times tonight.
I reckon Kobe battle between Dave, Brett, and Blaine, because I think they're all within a good slipstream range. I think Joe's just timed it so well, he's just a little bit too far ahead for the other 3. Look at it, it's right on the back of Brett already. Going to box him in. I reckon he's going to box him in.
Oh, who's that?
Oh, it's Blaine.
Started through. One pass on the inside, the second pass on the inside. What a move!
That was through the needle if I've ever seen it.
That is just that is gonads of intestinal fortitude, I suppose. He's just thrown it. Oh, Dave's looking for the good.
Blaine, I hope you watch this back, mate, because I hope the cockpit of wherever you are sitting in right now has enough room for your massive balls after that move, mate.
Oh, I think we're going to have to see an onboard of that at some point in time and see what it looked like from his perspective. Again, the battle up front is heating up, guys. We are inside the last 7 laps of this race. Joseph Daly, P1. Okay, we're going to have a look at this move. Go on board, buddy. Oh, push through from the outside and then come to the inside.
Looks very much more vicious from the middle.
Oh, that's just...
The blip looks so orchestrated, it looks so smooth, and everyone's got plenty of space. From that view, it just looks so vicious, like just a massive warp slamming right in front of poor, was it, David? Yeah, I think it was, poor David. Trying to have a crack, but...
See much deep there. Right, well, let's get back to the action, Mr. Chef Toddy, because things are cotting up front. I think Blaine Delaney is making a move, or trying to get around the outside of Joe Daly here. Blaine showing some great pace now. He is pushing hard. Dave Coleman has just dropped back a little, though again these guys are still within a second, P1 to P3, and the tow, it's on. Don't blink, guys, don't take your eyes off the screen. because it's going to happen and you'll miss it. Yeah, Kylie, come on, Dave. That's what I'm looking to. Come on, Dave Coleman.
Come on, Davey, get up there. Where's Brett at? Come on, Brett, get up there, son. Don't let me down,
I was
mate.
going to say, Michael Whiting, he probably needs to buy a lottery ticket. The couple of runs last night, he had some safety cars that brought him back into last. Oh no, Blaine has spun.
Oh,
And look at his tag. Go on there as well.
No! Oh, no!
Dave has gone going again, so that might avoid a safety coming. But he's going to have to pit because there's no front wing on that car anymore.
What's he done? Oh, Dave, I feel for you, mate. I feel for you. You just had nowhere to go, mate. You had nowhere to go. Not your fault. You had nowhere to go. Simple as that.
Oh no. Oh, the front of that car doesn't
threes. You just do not click, do yous? Jeez. Oh my god.
Look at that. Michael Whiting, who was in an incident right at the start of this race, has benefited from a couple of safety cars and now finds himself in P3 with all the carnage going on around him. Oh my god. Dylan Thomas up into P4. So we've got Fishy Boys in 2, 3 and 4. Yeah, man.
Well, just about to say that. We've got Fishy Boys 2, 3 and 4. That's phenomenal.
Mate, these boys need to buy a lottery ticket for the fishing pond because I think they're making their mistakes at the start of the race and basically saying, look, if we're going to stuff up, let's stuff up at the start of the race. Because if there's a few safety cars, we get a chance to get back in it. So maybe just getting it out of the way early usually is the way to go in these F3 races.
Maybe, mate. This was... Oh, wow. Good job, Nathan.
Nathan Burney's pushing hard here. It looks like he's trying to get a run here on Brett. Is that Brett? He's in front of him? I think it is.
Cool. That's Michael Whiting. Michael Whiting.
Yeah, Michael Whiting. Okay, there we go.
Well, Nathan, I'm sure Nathan will be trying to make up for J-Mac with his incident with Dane.
Just a little shimmy to have a look inside. But Michael's stuck to his current line. So didn't fall for that little trick.
He's going to go for a wide line and cut through. Yep,
yeah,
he is.
Trying to cut through, and we've seen that is a dangerous line. And it's obviously faster, but you're right at the edge of that grip. Rear. Unfortunately, Blaine was having a great run there and lost it last lap. But these boys using all of the track. We're still running on a replay, I think, at the moment. We are, buddy, so you can take us back live. That's all right. And we've got 5 laps to go, and Blaine Densley, I apologise for getting your last name wrong there. Blaine is back in 11 after battling for P1. Joe Daly with a commanding lead now, 5 seconds. So Joe would be hoping that there's no more safety cars. We are inside the last 5 laps, so unless there's a car stopped in a dangerous position, we won't see the... Oh, look, we've had another car spin. Who's... Michael Whiting has spun again. I called it too early there, Michael. You're having a great run and just pushing a little hard again.
Sorry, Michael, you can blame me. Mate, that was coming as close.
Well, remember, this is a fixed setup series. So one of the things that I've said about fixed setups is that, you know, they do put everyone on the same page. But I do know that there are guys out there that struggle to get the braking right when they don't set up their own setup. So perhaps that's a factor tonight for Michael. But yes, now that's Burney. Nathan Burney is now up into P3. So he's been Johnny on the spot to take advantage of that. We have Joseph Daly 3.6 seconds ahead of Nathan Burney, who's a further 6. Sorry, Brett Warby, I apologise. And Nathan Burney is 6 seconds back. Dylan Thomas, though, is close to Nathan, and we'll see if he can take advantage of the tow and get back there. The Fishy Motorsports machine chasing down the locked-on sim racing lads machine.
What we have Fishy Motorsports just in 2nd and 4th now, don't we?
I think we've got Sended Sim Sports in 1st, and 2nd we've got... No, Dylan Thomas, what's happened there?
I think that was just on his own accord. I think it was just aero wash, and that was just the rears just come around and said, nope, that's it.
Oh.
Yep, on his own. No one around him. Just in the grass, in the grass.
Yep.
Oh.
You can see in front that I think that was Nathan in front. He got away with a little touch of grass there too, I think. We've also had some incidents. Greg Johnson has had a moment. Oh, have they tagged? Oh no! So that was Greg Johnson and is that John McHenry have contacted? Have we got the safety car out? Normally, race control would avoid bringing the safety car out in the last few laps. Perhaps we've had Whiting's finally done for the day. I think that car is looking very much worse for the wear. Joe Daly looks like all of his challenges have not just fallen by the wayside, they've crashed by the wayside, buddy.
They've crumbled. Like, the only one closest to him is Blaine, and Blaine's back up in 7th, so credit to Blaine. Like, he is charging something chronic, but you know, he's just not going to have the time of the laps, sadly.
Well, race control has said that incident will be under review. I think that also that was between Dave Coleman and Blaine, so may well I'll have to see how race control handles that. I'm not going to call it myself, buddy. It's not my job. Samuel Thomas up into 6th position. So Sam was he was a lap down, remember, early on in the race. So he's benefited from the safety cars and, you know, a P5's on the card here.
Yeah,
Singovich has had a moment as well, unfortunately. So to have a look again, looks like
same corner as before. Isn't this the corner that got him?
Yeah, look, the guys are just trying to really get on the gas, maximise that exit. Looks like he might have got on one without too much damage there. Oh no! Cameron Woods, so, and that's cost him. So I did put the mockers on him, commentator's curse there, thinking he got away with that. And then maybe just moved over. Cameron had to pick a way to go through, and so wow. So we've still got action, 2 laps to go, and it's still happening. It's pretty clear out front. Joseph Daly with a 5-second lead now. Brett Warby in 2nd position. Nathan Bernie a further 3 seconds back, and it's another further 3 seconds back to Darren Fahey in 4th. Remember, Darren got caught up in a massive incident and had to tow back to pits too, and now back into 4th. So it's been absolute carnage tonight, buddy. Not the concrete jungle of Belle Isle, but the what would you call it? The slippery tarmac of the Glen.
Yeah, it's come close, mate. We're only 1 safety car away from matching Detroit. So I honestly thought we would only get 2 safety cars. To be honest, I didn't think we'd get to 4. But obviously,
so you only called 4 after 2 had already happened. Is that what you're saying? So you really were just saying that?
Yeah, I thought that it would be 2. It would only be 2, won't be 4. But obviously, it's gone to 4, and I suppose the Glen's obviously called out a lot of people here by looks of things. And look, only the top 8 on the lead lap. 9 backwards are all been lapped or twice.
And you look at some of those guys, that were running up in 2nd and 3rd position, Dave Coleman and Dean Singovich, you know, both right at the top.
Or was that an iRacing glitch? Maybe an iRacing glitch, don't worry, I think it was an iRacing glitch.
We are on the white flag, so Joe Daly just extending his gap out now. It's almost 6 seconds. Oh, who's that? Oh, that's just
Lux car. There's Lux car, I believe.
Getting out of the way there. Dave Coleman letting him through. Oh, that's got to hurt for Dave. He was battling with Joe, and now he's had to let him through a lap down. Oh, that's going to be a bitter pill to swallow, I think.
Mate.
All right, so we have had a penalty. 30-second post-race penalty has been given to Blaine Densley for not holding his brakes.
Oh.
And so that contact that was with Dave Coleman there is quite unfortunate for Blaine. He was having a great race up to that point.
Oh, God. All right. Bloody hell.
We got get back to Joe Daly. He must be close to coming over the line. Our race coming around, just coming around the bottom section of the boot now. But I don't think we've got any battles out there on track. Looks like all the guys are fairly spread, though I think it is Dylan Thomas is right up behind Blaine, but right into the end here, we've got to stick with our leader. Joe Daly has managed to keep his nose clean, stay out of the mess. Had to fight for it early to get to the front, but since he's done there, he's had a supreme drive, hasn't he?
Yeah, he has, mate. He's just obviously a little bit of luck on his side. Like, I'm sure you'll admit that too, but it's just right place, right time, but just keeping it out of the walls, being consistent, being fast, it's definitely paid dividends for him. And look,
And there we have it, our race. Yeah, race number 3 winner, Joseph Daly for Sendit Sim Sports. A great drive from Joe. Brett Warby has just come across the line with Fishy Motorsports in P2. Nathan Verney for Locked On Lads Sim Racing in 3rd position. Darren Fahey, a great recovery from an incident earlier in that race, has come home in P4. And we're looking at Samuel Thomas, who also had to get a tow, I think, at the start of the race there, and has managed to bring it home in P5. Wow.
Yeah, mate. How good's that? And we'll obviously finish with Cameron in P6, and well, pending, of course, with Blaine, P7. He might finish P8, depending. Oh, what's happened here?
Oh no.
Oh.
That Michael Whiting back into the wars again. I think
Yep.
the car's been broken more than it's been fixed tonight.
What's happened here? Was that for position? Oh, okay, yep. Just, yeah, right. Same issue as, I suppose, for who was it last?
Alright, just put out the call to see if we can get the guys down into the green room. A very eventful night, and there we have the race results coming up, so we can confirm our winner, Joe Daly with Sendit Sim Sports, 6.66 seconds clear of Brett Warby with Fishy Motorsports in P2, and Nathan Verney Locked On Sim Racing in 3rd position. Darren Fahey in 4th, Samuel Thomas in 5th, Cameron Edwards with Sendit Sim Sports back in 6th, Blaine Densley, another Sendit lad, in 7th, and then we've got Michael Whiting, Dylan Thomas, 2 Fishy gents, and Greg Johnson with the top 10. Greg staying out of the trouble there and taking advantage of it and getting some great points for Team Greg Racing. Dave Coleman, unlucky Dave, I had you down for the win, buddy, back in 11th for Fishy Motorsports. John McHenry, Locked On Sim Racing in 12th. John was also having a great run when he unfortunately got caught out there in an incident not of his making. Stephen Sinkovic, Dean Sinkovic, and Adam Simpson bring out the last 3 grids. Stephen with the Sinkovic honours this week. It's been Dean the last couple of weeks, so bragging rights back towards Stephen, Yuzi.
Yeah, mate, it's all worked out pretty well, hasn't it? Like, I'm spewing for the, I'm spewing for basically Michael Whiting and down, mate. Just for the incidences, and obviously, of course, them getting lapped down or 2 or 3 laps down.
Yeah.
Obviously, Blaine's going to have that post-race penalty, so I'm not sure where that's going to leave him. That could drop him down to P8,
Well, 30
possibly.
seconds, yeah, it's going to drop him down a fair bit, I think, buddy. Blaine is there, again. It may not cost him much because Michael had that big incident on the last lap there, so he might have lost that position if Michael had kept the car straight. So we'll have to see if that affects him. But anyway, we've got our race winner in the green room, so let's bring Joseph down. Joe, what a great race, mate. Carnage behind you, buddy, and you managed to get to the front and get ahead of Dave and then stay clear of it.
Yeah, look, I knew that it'd be really hard to break the toe round here, so I kind of I needed people behind me to battle so that it sort of held them up a tenth or two here or there. You needed about 0.8 to 0.9 of a gap down that back straight coming over the bridge to be certain of holding the spot. So yeah, we just try to control the pace. Obviously, the safety car threw a few curveballs at us, and yeah, we got it done.
Well, that's right. So you guys jumped into the pits for a second time there. Was it all sort of fuel related? You couldn't get enough fuel in the car?
I only did the single stop, but I waited till the second lap of the safety car.
Right. Okay.
Whereas some people pitted and then pitted again on the second lap to chuck that extra litre of fuel in. But
So there
yeah,
was no tyres on offer there. We
I,
couldn't tell
I
if any of the guys took the tyres.
I don't know about others. I think I jumped a couple in the first round of pits because they took tyres, but I didn't take tyres for the whole race.
Yeah, and they were still fine at the end.
They were okay. The car was a bit of the car was a bit of a sprint car coming out of the hairpin when you exit the boot, and she was a bit loose. Where else?
We can see that, quite a few spins tonight from guys on corner exits. So again, trying to get the power down, and it just seemed to be, almost rolling the dice a little bit if you really tried to go for that big exit.
Yeah, you had to either back yourself to control the slide because it was quicker to do it that way, or just
Yep.
breathe on the throttle and keep it straight till you had the car fully out of the corner. But yeah, it was good fun. It was a lot of fun having such a loose set.
Well, you got the job done for Send It Sim Sports, buddy. So take the time and let us know about all your great sponsors there for the team. And as you do that, I'll bring Nathan into the room.
Yeah, no worries. Thanks for that. Cheers to all the boys that send it. Unlucky to Blano, he was on debut for a potential podium, but he tripped over in front of Coleman and cost Coleman another good result, which is a shame because he was as quick as anyone tonight. But big shout out to our sponsors: Hobbs Trenching and Boring, Precision Performance Shop, ProServe Finance, Sydney Computers, AJ Insurance Services, Transform Media, Pixel Blocks, CD Syntography, and 27 Designs.
Awesome, buddy. All right, Nathan, our P3 driver tonight. Haven't seen Brett up in the green room yet, so we'll have a chat to you, mate. Shit, that was a pretty intense race out there, Nathan, wasn't it?
Yeah, it's extremely dynamic. I mean, 1 minute you're trying to save fuel, and then the next minute you're trying to burn it all up under the safety car to get as much as you can. Yeah, it doesn't really feel like I was deserving of a podium. I just got a bit lucky, I think.
Well, 8 positions you made up, buddy, so you had a bit of a torrid time in qualifying, but just couldn't get a lap down. And
yeah, certainly that was the case.
And then, then you would have got a pretty good view for some of those moments ahead of you there. Did you have to do any quick thinking and dodging out there for some car parts scattered all over the road?
Yeah, a number of times. I didn't do too well. I think about lap 14. I think it was Michael had the spot in front of me, and I sort of racing in officials. You sort of learn that if someone spun, you aim at their rear wheels, so because people don't hold their brakes. But he was going backwards, so I ended up going off the track and spinning myself. And luckily, the boys behind me managed to avoid me, but. It didn't seem to, with a safety car afterwards, it didn't really cost me too much. So, it was pretty lucky.
Yeah, well, I mean, it was 4 safety cars in the end, boys, I think. So, it always does bunch it back up and give us some exciting racing. But, yeah, look, whether you feel you're deserving or not, Nathan, you got the job done, mate. P3 is all yours. So give us a shout out to your sponsors. And looks like Brett's coming to the green room. So while you do that, I'll bring him down.
Yeah, shout out to Locked On Lads and the Locked On iRacing podcast, and to my teammate John McHenry or J-Mac. Appreciate his efforts. He was a bit unlucky tonight. And yeah, we go to Brewster Coffee if you want to find out where to find the best coffee in your area.
Awesome, Nathan. All right, Brett, we brought you down. P2, buddy. That must have been a fairly chaotic race from your perspective.
Yeah, it was.
Around you.
Well, yeah, no, we did really well in qualifying, and then I got a real rubbish start, and the boys overtook me. But just bad luck to Coleman out there. He was quicker than me, and unfortunately he got tangled in the end there. But it was a really good race. I love this track. It's a really good track, and just congratulations to the guys. Jody Lady and Nathan, the podium guy, is just awesome running. Joe's just way too fast. So just can't catch him.
What about that move? Was it Blaine Densley did a move on you boys coming down the end of that straight where he sort of went out the outside of one of you and cut across the front of the inside of Dave, I think it was?
Yeah, that's right.
Crazy?
He got some absolute magic starts off the when we had the safety car. I was thinking, oh my god, here he goes again. He's thrown out the inside and he gets a really good run, and it's just it's just so difficult to try and obviously stop him, and it's just not worth it half the time, and then just try and follow him and then try and do the same if we get the next lap in, and just try and keep up there and put some pressure on, but. Yeah, he certainly was flying on those straights tonight.
No, well, you did well to stay out of the mess there, buddy, because again, as I said, it was all happening. We had 4 safety cars. Did you had to pit near the end there? Was that just to top up the fuel, was it?
Yeah. We pitted at the end. I didn't take tyres at all tonight, which I think was a silly decision, to be fair, because towards the end it was a bit difficult to drive. But especially on the safety car, I should have just taken them. But yeah, it was, we got that last pit stop in, and for a little while there, I thought, oh my god, we're not going to make it on fuel, but we did. We had a few liters left at the end, but yeah, it was just an awesome track. It's a real fast flowing track, so there's always going to be those issues because this is close racing, right? I mean, everybody's really close, so
Well,
that's what makes it awesome.
You get to be the big fish in the pond for tonight, buddy. So you're gonna be giving it to the boys back there. I think Michael had a rather interesting race, so there might be an interesting debrief in the fishy pond.
Yeah, there will be. I tell you, coming towards the end there, my spotter's telling me that Michael's catching me, and I'm left in limbo. What to do? Do I let him through because he's the boss, or do I make it difficult for him? And no, of course I would have not made it as easy, of course, but he was catching me pretty quick. To be fair, I think he took tyres, and I was thinking, this is going to be another third. But then again, after last week's complete disaster, I'll take anywhere on the podium this week.
That's it, buddy. Well, look, I'm sure that he'll be happy that at least one of the fishy cars has made it to the podium steps so that you can spruce the sponsors.
Yeah,
so
exactly.
Take it away, buddy.
Yeah, cool. Thank you. Obviously, I'd like to thank Black Wolf Graphics, Precision Sim Training. You're amazing, mate. You really do help me a lot there. DC Shades, Relax Fishing Game, Western Motogram, and of course the boys at Fishy. They're absolute legends. I love racing with them, and they're just awesome to be around. It's a fantastic team, and I'm proud to be part of it.
Alrighty, guys. Well, this is our podium for race number 3 in our F3 American Invasion. Joe Daly, Brett Warby, and Nathan Verney. A great drive from you boys, staying clear of all the mess. That will wrap up our coverage of the SRW Formula 3 series here on SRW TV. Don't forget to hit the like and the follow buttons on our social pages, along with hitting that subscribe button on YouTube so that you are notified of when we go live next. On behalf of the management and broadcast team here at SRW TV, we had Husey on comms together with Chef Toddy behind the scenes. This is Cowie, your average sim racer, signing off, saying good night, and we look forward to seeing you next time on SRW TV.
Much love, kids.